Hey guys, so today I'm going to be kind of going over a product that I got from our good friends over at Forge 301. These are the guys who made the mounts for my K2, and they have a singular J mount type for your K2 as well. They make it for all kinds of handheld thermal imaging devices and night vision devices. It's basically a way to helmet mount stuff that is not necessarily made for helmet mounting. Like the K2 was not made for a helmet mount, but it did have a screw hole at the bottom. So the guys over at Forge 301 made this mount. So there's two different types. So there's this center type one, which goes great for these types of Wilcox mounts. And they make an individual one, which is just gonna be just basically like this and hooks up into your Wilcox mount as well. Or your LG24 clone or Wilcox clone of that site, or Wilcox original, or the clones. Anyway, so when the Arctic and the Prowl 2 came out, they only were allowing you to, if you wanted to bridge it, you can only bridge them with their proprietary bridge mount, which is this one right here. And as you can see, it's simply just a flat bar. Clips in, and it allows it to only do this. So it'll basically be up top or down to the bottom, like so. Right? So that's basically the only options you have. And if you don't want to use it, you have to click it back up. So all that being said, I was looking for something online that would allow me to utilize my Wilcox mounts that will let me open up the units to get me some weight distribution on my helmet. And that's what this looks like here. So now we are allowed with this particular 3D mount to run the Arctic and the Prowl 2 on a split mount, basically. So now if I bring it back down, both units can come all the way up, or they sit flat, or they sit on your face. So now if I'm using it here and I want to just look through my non-thermal eye, I can lift it up and I can still function with my thermal, or if I wanted to, vice versa, I could do that. Or if I don't need any of it, I can, and set it flat on my head. Now, what this is good for is when, like for me, I primarily do a lot of pig hunting at your pig eradication work, stuff like that, or I'll play airsoft. Now, the problem with this mount in airsoft, or just in general, is, as you can see, how far that sits away from my head. So anytime you walk through the bush or through rooms or doors, everything becomes a high hit. So now, by utilizing this 3D piece, I can do that now. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the mount for the Nightfox Prowl. This does work on the Prowl original as well. So if you have a Prowl original, and let's say you wanted to run dual bands, or you had two Prowl originals and you wanted to do this, you could. And essentially you would just take the screw out, put it in, and clip it on just like these are. So this does work for the 2 as well. Now, all that being said, I will have to give full disclosure that at the moment for this particular mount, Forge 301 did not invent this. This was already a print that I found on some Reddit site that some random person did, but I'll be fully honest with you, the numbers were completely off. You had to do a lot of adjustments and a lot of finagling to make this work. Now, this, as you can see here, this is the first run that was sent to me, and I had to do a lot of fitting, because it was kind of just a guess from the guys over at Forge 301 to make this work. It didn't directly work with any mounts once you printed it. You had to calculate and resize everything from the file that was given on Reddit. But this is the first run, and these are what I guess his runs are going to look like. Now, whether or not they're going to be in production, I'm not sure. But I'm sure if you contact them and tell them that you want the mounts for the Nightfox Arctic and Prowl, I'm sure the guys over at 301 Forge will hook you up. Again, I'll leave a link to their website, and then you would have to like contact them directly from there to find out. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. I paid my own money for these. Worked with them because this is what I wanted. I wanted a unit that I could essentially have both of the functionality of the Nightfox Prowl and the Arctic, but I wanted to have the ability to move it around and have a lot more adjustability than just the bar. Now, all that being said, I don't know why Nightfox doesn't create something like this. It'd be so easy to do. I mean, as you can see, it's just that there. I mean, this is the modded one that we did for the first run, and I'll show you how easy this is to put on and take off, so we're not damaging the unit. It's a simple screw, slides out. Now if you wanted to put the other unit back in, there you go. But yeah, so don't know why Nightfox is sleeping on this, but if they're not going to produce something for the product that will actually make it a lot better than where it's at, then, you know, other people will. And that's kind of where we're at with this now. Cool. So, and these are printed from his, I think he called it a carbon fiber type print. I'm not a 3D printer guy. Like, all my stuff that is 3D printed I get from people who are a lot smarter than me in 3D printing. And according to him, these prints are some kind of a very high carbon fiber thing. Like, you can't break these. If you go to his Facebook page and his Instagram page, he literally hooks this unit onto into a vise and hangs weights on it to prove that the prints are really strong. So that's actually a reason why I went with them. Now, they do a lot more than just ricks. They have, if you have certain units, you can go to their website and check it out. They'll have what they have there, and if you want custom work, I mean, reach out to the guy, because he was more than willing to work with me, and I won't be honest, it was totally worth time and money that I put into it, especially getting the unit to be able to function the way I need it to function for my personal work as well as fun with airsoft and stuff. So anyway, yeah, so this is the mounts, the Forge 301 mounts for the Nightfox Prowl 2 and Arctic. All right, here we go, full visuals. If you guys have any questions or comments, you know where to leave it, and I will check you guys out later.